Hi, I am ThatPaulGuy, and it's Thursday. It's Thursday, October 3rd, 2019. It's my chance to give you news on space, tech, gaming, and whatever comes across my desk. So this week we're going to start you out with space. Elon Musk had his presentation last Saturday for the BFR, which is the Big Falcon rocket. This is a stainless steel rocket that will eventually be in two stages, but right now it's only the upper stage. It was assembled there in Boca Chica. Within the next 6 weeks or so, there will be a test to about 70,000 feet where it will go up, it will go sub-Earth orbit, and it will come back down and land at the same facility. Eventually, when this is a two-stage rocket, it will be launched out of Boca Chica and out of Cape Canaveral, so that would be nice. There will actually be two different launch places. And he has decided on stainless steel for a couple of reasons. Stainless steel is a lot less expensive than carbon fiber or ceramic or anything of that nature. It can be assembled pretty much anywhere. It can be assembled on site. It can be assembled if you have to in transit. It can be assembled in a variety of different places. So you don't need any kind of clean room or anything like that, or special processing like you would with carbon fiber. That means that it might even be able to be broke down and reassembled on the moon or Mars or whatever if you have the facility. It also is extremely strong under stressful conditions. So if there's extreme temperatures like extreme cold or extreme heat, like coming back into the atmosphere, stainless steel evidently is much, much stronger than these other materials. So he's decided on that, and that's what the Big Falcon is going to be made out of. Now they're talking about once the two stages get done, they want to have orbital tests as early as 6 months from now. But the main stage, will actually be going up for its test, and you should start seeing that within the next 6 weeks or so. So pretty exciting news there. Other exciting news, Virgin Galactic is the first private company to actually get a contract with a government for manned experimental missions that they will be launching. They have actually signed an agreement with the Italian government. There will be some Italian pilots, I believe 3 Italian pilots that will go up. They'll be doing some experiments and stuff like that. That would probably be just after the first of the year. But that's going to be starting and kicking off and going. SpaceX and Boeing are having manned missions later this year. They're going to up to the ISS. Those are not under contract yet for the government, the American government or Russian government, or whoever might end up being, but they do plan to test with manned crew in December of this year. So be looking forward to that. We're about to start putting a lot of people up in space, private companies putting people up in space. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Remember, Virgin Galactic, you can book your ticket for about $250,000 if you want to fly up into space. So if you got an extra $250,000 just sitting around burning a hole in your pocket, let me know how the flight went, okay? Because I don't. In tech news, Intel surprised everybody this past week with the announcement of their 10 series CPUs. Now these are geared more, I should say 10,000 series CPUs. These are geared more for the professional and the enthusiast. The average Joe like you or I is probably not going to end up with one of these. We might end up with a lower end when those start coming out, but for the time being, their upper end, the replacements for say the 9900 that is out now, or the 9980, which is a workhorse they have that's a top end workhorse, those CPUs will be coming out. There's going to be 4 of them that will be coming out. They will range in price from $600 to $1,000, which is a huge price cut for Intel. Right now, those CPUs range from $1,000 to $2,000, and so they're being cut literally in half. These will go head-to-head with the AMD Ryzen 9 and Threadrippers, but the problem with that is the Ryzen 9 3950X and Threadripper 3s will be released in November, right on the heels of these CPUs. So again, we're going to have a battle to see who is going to be the most efficient or the best performance for the dollar, because you know that AMD is they're the ones that forced Intel to have to drop their prices on their CPUs. So we'll have to see what kind of pricing they come in. And again, you got to love competition. Competition is good stuff. In gaming news, the Nintendo Switch Lite came out and hit the shelves this past week, and it's already having some of the same problems that the Nintendo Switch has. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Nintendo Switch has had an issue with drifting. The right controller specifically, if you leave the controller alone, your character tends to turn or move or whatever. It's called drifting because the direction moves like you're pushing the button, but you're not pushing the button. So Nintendo says there's no issues with that they vehemently deny that there's any kind of issue at all, but they're willing to fix it for free. The problem is, you've just now put out a new product. The new product has hit store shelves and it has the exact same problem. There is already a class action lawsuit against Nintendo for the problems with the Nintendo Switch. The lawyers are just going to add the Nintendo Switch Lite right onto that same lawsuit. So, and Nintendo's really got to get to a point where they're actually admitting there might be an issue or a problem and figure something out hopefully very, very soon. We'll see what happens. Speaking of problems, Destiny 2 launched on Steam this past week. Steam is the PC, I guess you could say the PC product or the PC portal where you can download a lot of your games. You can purchase and download games. Now there's several of them, Epic, Origin, and all these are getting into it too. But Steam was probably the original one that was the best way to try to purchase from one place. They took over the sale of Destiny 2 from Bungie, and in so doing, they said this is going to be as streamlined as possible and as easy as possible, and of course, you have issues. Speaking from personal experience, I got the opportunity to pre-download the game before its release, so I could go ahead and just transfer everything over. Now, I did already transfer my accounts and stuff like that, so I could cross-save from my consoles to my PC and all that. But I was offered to be able to download the game, although not be able to play it yet. It would be ready on October 1st when I got to play it. Well, October 1st rolled around and I ended up having to download almost 72 gig worth of game because while it told me it was downloading, it didn't actually do it. So we do know there were some problems and issues with servers there and issues with the game being ready like it said it was going to. And when I did get into the game after being able to go back and actually start playing the game, there were some issues with the account as well. Now the game plays great. It looks like I have most of my equipment and stuff like that, but there are some issues with, for instance, leveling up. My experience level on my console, my PS4, is level 25. My experience level on my PC is level 1. I don't mind starting over, that's fine. But my level 1 experience, to get to level 2, seems like I have to get the amount of points that I would normally level up for level 25 to get to level 2 on my PC. So something's not quite right in Denmark there. Just kind of curious what might be the deal, or if I'm looking at something wrong or whatever, but it's pretty blatant on there where you can see the little progress bar for your experience, and mine hardly moves at all. So I'm just kind of curious if anybody else has done this for their PC, or anybody else has downloaded Destiny 2, or if you're having the same kinds of issues or problems. How easy was it for you? What might have happened? And if you're experiencing any of the same stuff that I'm experiencing. But that being said, folks, that's all I got for this week. As always, you're welcome to subscribe, share, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave me any kind of comment you want. Really just kind of hit me up with anything. I'm really interested in other people that have been playing Destiny 2, and if you had the same kind of issues I did, or if some of those issues have already been fixed for you, or if you didn't have any issues at all. So kind of let me know about that if you don't mind, and give me some feedback for those of you that are playing on the PC with Steam. But for now, I mean, that's really all I got. So until the next time, folks, I'll see you later.